Hey guys, welcome back for another video. It is officially over for the college football regular season. It's behind us. All that we have left over, conference championships, playoff, bowls. We're at the tail end of the season, but everything that's going on off the field, none of that talk has stopped. Everyone's arguing over who should be number 12, 11, 10. People are battling it out because the college football playoff committee has completely botched this thing up. But no matter what, we have conference championships games starting tonight, running into tomorrow, group of 5 games, the Power 4 games. It's going to be complete chaos. What's the committee going to do when the final poll comes out Sunday? We don't know, but no matter what, we can start breaking these games down and try to predict the outcome. We have the new poll rankings just came out Tuesday night. We wanted to make sure to get this video updated with the correct positioning for all these teams because they are battling it out for that final 12 and for positioning within the final 12. That's what we're going to be breaking down today is our predictions on our conference football championships. This is an in-depth video. Our quick picks came out earlier today. This is a more analyzing version, longer video going into the games, predicting the winner, loser, final score, and we'll quickly touch on the best bets, money line, spread, over-unders. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop your comments below. What's your favorite game? What's your final score predictions? Who do you think is going to win these games? What the heck do you think is going to happen when that final playoff poll comes out from the committee? We know it's going to be weird, and we know no matter what, there's going to be a faction, a group of people, fans of one of these teams. Someone's going to be pissed off. Let's jump right into it. Kicking everything off at 8 p.m. on ABC, we have the American Athletic Championship. This is one of those conference games. The winner of this game is going to be in the playoffs. They will be one of the group of 5 teams that make the playoffs, so this is a play-in. This is a win or die scenario here. Right now, you have number 24 North Texas. Welcome to the top 25. What a season they had, 11-1. That sole loss was to USF, and that was a shootout game. They'll be playing
number 20 Tulane,
10-2. The interesting note about both these teams, both these coaches, this could very well be the final game they coach at their respective schools. For North Texas, obviously Eric Morris, he's already accepted the head coaching position at Oklahoma State. They're allowing him to coach this, and he's probably going to be plucking a lot of players with him. He's been working that portal hard. They have quite the offense, the number 1 offense in the nation. And the same thing for Tulane. John Summerall, he's off to the Florida Gators, but they're letting him coach here. Whoever loses, they're going to be packing their bags up. They're going to be going to their new school. And like I said, the playoffs are up for grabs. University of North Texas, 58% chance to win. Tulane, 42%. It is interesting to note that this game is technically in New Orleans, so it's kind of a home game for Tulane. And North Texas, 2.5-point favorite, 67.5 over-under. Vegas sees this game being a complete shootout. And I definitely understand why. When you look at North Texas, Eric Morris, they run the old Mike Leach air raid. They have Mestamaker at the quarterback position, 3,900 yards, 29 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions. Hawkins is closing in on 1,300 on the ground. Young closing in on 1,300 through the air. And on the other side for Tulane, Retzlaff, the BYU transfer, he's come over here, dual threat quarterback. You got to bottle him up, keep him in the pocket. He will take off. He's always keeping his eye looking down the field, but he's a true scrambler. He wants to take off. Even third and long situations, you still have to account for the quarterback and his legs. Retzlaff, 2,800 yards, 14 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, almost 600 on the ground, but it's the 14 rushing touchdowns in the red zone. Make sure to keep your eye on this guy. North Texas, pretty sure this is the number 1 offense in the country, 46.8 points a game, throwing for 326, running for 186. Pretty good balance, but this is the air raid. They're going to throw it. They're going to throw it often. They're going to throw it a lot, and they're giving out 24.2 points a game, but only 165 through the air. Actually, pretty good secondary. Where you gash North Texas is on the ground. They're giving up 208 rush yards per game, one of the worst front sevens in the nation. And Tulane, with Retzlaff, with the mobile quarterback, you can definitely see they're going to attack them on the ground. Tulane, 28.7 points a game, throwing for 248, running for 168, giving up 22.8. They don't have a great offense. They don't have a great defense, but they're serviceable at each of those things. Which coach has been able to keep his mind on the prize because both of them have taken jobs elsewhere? It's going to be a high-scoring game, going to be a shootout, but give me North Texas walking away with the win. They win this one 38-30. And this next one's going to also be a really fun game. Also on Friday night, our final Friday game, 8 p.m. on Fox, 10-2 UNLV. How about Dan Mullen? His very first season with UNLV, they are in the Mountain West Championship. Gotta love this guy. He is one of the brighter minds on the offensive side. But gosh, their defense is bad. They can score some points, but every single game is going to be a shootout. They'll be going up against 8-4, the Boise State Broncos, the reigning champs here. Don't forget this team made the playoffs last season. Boise State, kind of a little bit of a rocky start this year, but they finished very hot. They have the better rounded team. They can throw, they can run, they play defense, But UNLV, do not underestimate that offense. What really hurts UNLV, this game is in Boise, Idaho, so that has to favor the Broncos because it's also basically a home game. Boise State, 66% chance to win. UNLV, 34% chance. But Dan Mullen is going to have some stuff dialed up here. You have to prepare for the pass. You have to prepare for the run. He's going to hit you with a spread multiple attack. They'll be getting the ball everywhere. It's just, can you outscore them? Whoever has the final possession in this game may very well win it. Boise State, 3.5-point favorites, 57.5 over-under. Looking at UNLV, Caldrea at the quarterback position. Did not start the season as a starter. Definitely finished it. This guy's a dual-threat quarterback. Like I said, you have to account for the quarterback's legs. He's closing in on 3,100 through the air, 22 touchdowns, 8 picks. Thomas, 1,000 rushing yards. Bradley, 900 yards receiving. As an offense, top 15 in the country, 37.2 points a game, throwing for 259, running for 205. They can beat you multiple ways on the offensive side, but it's that defense giving up 28.1 points a game. That's not just bad, that's really bad. They give up 246 to the air, questionable secondary. They give up 175.5 on the ground. Boise State will have no issues throwing and running the ball on UNLV. The only question is, will they be able to outscore UNLV? Boise, they have, of course, Madsen back at the quarterback position, 2,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, 7 picks. Riley, 1,000 yards rushing. They're averaging 30.8 points a game, throwing for 241, running for 190, a lot of balance, giving up 23.2 points a game. Solid secondary, though. A ball-hawking secondary, only giving up 167 pass yards per game. So they're going to make it tough on Caldrea. For UNLV to win, they're going to have to do it in the trenches, at the line of scrimmage, on the ground, and that's running right into this Boise State team. Give me the Broncos to win this one. I kind of went back and forth on this one. It's practically a pick 'em for me, but give me Boise State getting the win, 34-27. And moving on to our Power 4 conference games on Saturday, December 6, 12 p.m. on ABC. Number 11, BYU 11-1. This is also a game that if BYU wins this, they make the playoffs. Texas Tech would probably still make the playoffs, but if Texas Tech puts a beatdown on BYU, they might even knock them out of the top 12. We don't know what's going to happen there. That's completely up for debate. The committee's already set the precedent that even if you lose in a conference championship, they're not going to remove you from that top 12 because they don't want to punish you. But this committee this season, they've done nothing but constantly contradict themselves. They're completely out of left field. So guys, prepare for anything to happen after this weekend. They're going to be on the road.
Verse number 4, the Texas Red Raiders, moving up in our most recent poll update. This team right now sitting perfectly to get the bye week, to get home field advantage. Sataki versus McGuire, two really good coaches. Texas Tech, the number 1 transfer portal class coming in here. Everything's in front of them. A lot of people expect Texas Tech to come out here and open up a can on the BYU Cougars, who've had a lot of close games these last couple weeks. But don't underestimate BYU. They're a very physical team, tough team, a lot of scrimmage football team. They want to line up. They want to beat you in the trenches. It sounds crazy to say this, but the Red Raiders this year are actively a trench warfare game. They can line up with anyone in the nation. They have the offensive line. They have the defensive front seven. They get after it. They can compete. They can outmuscle you, push you off the football. There's going to be some fun old school style football. BYU, 33.4% chance to win. The Red Raiders, 66.6. Texas Tech, 13.5-point favorites, 50.5 over-under. Morton, been on the shoe on the sidelines, but as of right now, he's technically healthy. I want to see Texas Tech get that red zone offense just a little more finely tuned. And BYU, the freshman quarterback, Bear Bachmeier, 2,600 yards, 14 touchdowns, 4 picks. He's a handful. He's like 260 pounds, hard to bring down, loves to tackle short yarded situations. That Texas Tech front seven, you have to account for the quarterback, draws, sneaks, all of it. But Texas Tech has a really good defensive line. Actually, the number 1 rush defense in the entire country, not the Big 12, in the entire country. Also for BYU, Martin's closing in on 1,300 yards. Very physical rushing attack. Cougars, 34 points a game, throwing for 220, running for 195. That's in perfect balance. They're only giving up 17.8 points per game. The Red Raiders, Morton missed a couple games this season, still 2,500 yards, 20 touchdowns, 4 picks. Dickey over 1,000 yards, deep wide receiver core. They're averaging 43.2 points a game, top 5 offense in the country, throwing for 296, running for 194, giving up 11.3 points per game. The number 3 defense in the country, only 68.9 yards on the ground. Like I just mentioned,
number 1 rush defense in the country. It's crazy. Texas Tech, they're always known for their high-flying offense, but they have a defense this season, a top 3 defense overall. Texas Tech, if they get a good lead here, they're not going to get the starters out. They're not concerned about the playoffs. They want that number 4 spot. They want the bye week. If Georgia slips up somehow, Texas Tech, they want to win convincingly, slide up into that 4, and get the bye week. Give me the Red Raiders to get the win to advance. They win this one 34-20. And of course, one of the big ones, 4 p.m. ABC.
Number 3, the Georgia Bulldogs. They continue to climb up in our top 12. Versus number 9, the Alabama Crimson Tide, also moving up in our most recent poll.
10-2. These teams already face off this season. Bama won a close one, 24-21, but that was one of those games way too close for comfort for either one of these teams. Kirby Smart, he's got this weight on his back. He has not been able to beat Alabama. It's the Nick Saban curse. It is what it is. He only has 1 win versus Alabama, and he's lost to them a bunch straight. I think he's 1-7 in his last 8 games versus Alabama. That's not a good record there. And one thing I've always noticed is whenever he plays Alabama, he gets very conservative. You have to come out preparing to win. You got to go for it on 4th downs. You have to be aggressive. He's shown that this season. When the game is on the line, he's been reaching in his bag of tricks, and it's been working so far. But Alabama, talented team overall. This is 2 of the top 5, top 3 overall rosters in the entire country. Loaded with 4 and 5 stars. There's a lot of NFL talent on these teams. The Bulldogs, 48.9% chance to win. Alabama, 51.1%. That's what you call a 50-50 split. The fans are split directly down the middle. The game's basically a pick-em. You have the Bulldogs 1.5 point favorites, which is basically a pick-em. The over-under 47.5. So much talent here. Stockton, not his best game versus Georgia Tech last week, but we know that it was a rivalry game. Georgia Tech came prepared to win. Stockton overall 2,600 yards, 20 touchdowns, 5 picks. The big news for him, he doesn't have too many turnovers. He's not crazy with the football. He takes whatever the defense gives him, and he doesn't ask for any more. Frazier, they finally got the ground game going the last couple weeks. They have Branch. Feed the ball to Branch. Kickoffs, anything. Put the ball in his hands. The guy's a playmaker, one of the best in the country. On the other side for Alabama, Ty Simpson definitely didn't look good versus Auburn, but we'll give him a pass there. I have major issues about the Crimson Tide run game. They can't run the ball. They can't run the ball on anyone this season. It will hurt them in the playoffs if they make the playoffs. Ty Simpson, 3,100 yards, 25 touchdowns, 4 picks. He's a pretty good scrambler, too. He was able to extend plays with his legs in the Auburn game. That's actually what made the difference. Miller got banged up, but he didn't even have 500 yards rushing this season. They can't run the ball. And they have Bernard. They have Ryan Williams. Talented wide receiver core. Kalen DeBoer, Grubbs. They love that deep vertical passing game, but at some point, someone's going to shut down the pass. You're going to have to beat someone running down the field. Easier said than done versus Bulldogs defense. Bulldogs, 32.3 points a game, throwing for 226, running for 190, giving up 16.7 points a game, only 86.1 on the ground. Bama doesn't run the ball successfully anyways. The Bulldogs are going to make it even more difficult for them. Crimson Tide, 33.3 points a game, throwing for 278, very pass-heavy, only running for 126, guys. That's not going to cut it, giving up 16.5. Both these teams pretty good overall defenses. They don't have the best offenses, but they're serviceable. They don't have high turnovers. They get the job done, even though Alabama has beaten Georgia, and Kirby Smart has been cursed to beat the Crimson Tide. I have them getting the job done here. They're going to win this game. That's what I think. The big question here, if Alabama loses, do they drop out of the top 12? We'll have to wait to find out, but give me the Bulldogs winning this one 27-20. And on Fox at 8 p.m., it doesn't get any better than this. It is very rare in a conference championship. You have number 1 playing number 2, both undefeated. Someone's going to be getting their first loss here. You have number 2, the Indiana Hoosiers, 12-0 on the road versus number 1, the defending national champions, the Ohio State Buckeyes. This team is rolling right now, but let's call it like it is. They really haven't played anybody this season. It's not their fault. That was their schedule. You can only beat the teams on your schedule, and they definitely did that. Really good offense, efficient offense. They can throw it. They don't have the best rushing attack, but it's serviceable. It's the defense. They get after it. The number 1 defense last year, the number 1 defense again this season. But Indiana, they're right there with them, pretty much stat for stat team-wise. They can keep up with them. There's also all the Heisman stuff going on here. You have Mendoza, might be the front runner for the Heisman. Sayin could be number 2, number 3. Whoever wins this game could be going forward the front runner for the Heisman Trophy Award. There's so much up for grabs. We don't know who's going to win this one yet, but we do know no matter what, both of these teams will be making the playoffs. If the Hoosiers keep it close, they might not even get bumped out of that number 2 spot. It's a fun game. This is a national championship caliber game. 1 versus 2. Right now, Indiana, 50.6% chance to win. The Buckeyes, 49.4%. It is interesting. The fans are going with the smaller brand, the Indiana Hoosiers. But what Curt Cignetti has done with this team in just 2 seasons, they only have 2 10-win seasons in school history. Last year and this year, the Fighting Cignettis, they have taken on their coach's personality. They are a hectic, tough team to play with. They have the offense, the defense, the special teams. But the Buckeyes there, they won it last year. Ryan Day got that pressure off his back. Coming off the Michigan win, first time he's beat them, and he lost 4 straight. He finally got the W versus the Wolverines. They're running hot right now. Buckeyes, 5.5-point favorites, 48.5 over-under. But you can make a very strong case for this game to go either way. Mendoza, 2,800 yards, 32 touchdowns, 5 picks. He also has 6 or 7 rushing touchdowns. Hemby, 900 on the ground. Cooper, Surratt, deep wide receiver core. But nobody has a better wide receiver core than the Ohio State Buckeyes. It is what it is. Smith, Tate, Ennis, they're deep up and down the field. Sayan has a plethora of NFL talent wide receivers to throw to. He has 30 touchdowns, 5 picks, 3,100 yards. Jackson might get 1,000 yards rushing on the season here. Hoosiers, 44.3 points a game, top 5 offense in the country, throwing for 254, running for 230, really good 50-50 balance, only giving up 10.9 points per game. Top 3 defense in the country. Crazy. Only giving up 79 on the ground. The Buckeyes, 37 points a game, throwing for 267, running for 172, giving up 7.8. The defensive numbers are crazy. Only 121.3 through the air, only 81.7 on the ground. Matt Patricia, what he's doing with that defense, they are getting after. Caleb Downs with the secondary, they're so good. You can't throw on them, you can't run on them. But the Hoosiers played a couple tough games. This could be Mendoza's Heisman moment. Was the Penn State game? Can they pull off the upset here versus the defending champs who have won, 16, 17 straight games? I think it's going to be close. I think the Buckeyes pull away late 4th quarter, make it a 2-possession win. They win this one 28-17. Heck, they could meet again in the playoff. Are they actually going to move any of those teams out of those top 2 spots? If the Buckeyes lose, do they drop a 2? If the Hoosiers lose, do they move them out of that number 2 spot? No matter what, they're going to probably be in the top 4, and they're also making the playoffs. Doesn't really matter. And our final game's a fun one, 8 p.m. on ABC, 7-5, the Duke Blue Devils. How the heck is a 7-5 team in the ACC Championship when there were so many 10-2 teams? It is what it is. They had a higher percentage of a win-loss record for their opponents, so they were somehow able to slide in. That's the ACC's rules. No other conference does that. It's crazy. It's stupid, but it is the ACC, so it's not surprising. They're on the road.
Verse number 17, the Virginia Cavaliers.
Solid season. What this team was able to do, what they were able to do with their coaching staff, getting to 10 wins this season, working the portal, making smart decisions. You have Morris transferring over. He's had a great season. Overall, really good numbers. They can throw it, they can run it. And Duke, what Manny Diaz has done, they had a better defense last year. They have a very bad defense this season. But since Mensa's transferred over, they can honestly keep up and go score for score with anyone in the country. But can they stop the Cavaliers? That's the big question. The Blue Devils, 43.7% chance to win. The Cavaliers, 56.3%. Virginia, 2.5-point favorites. This is a really close game. 57.5 over-under. Mensa, 3,500 yards, 28 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. This offense can roll. Shepard, 900 running. Barcade, 1,000 yards receiving. They're averaging 34.6. Throwing for 289, running for 132. They kind of run an air raid system. They don't run the ball too much, but so far that hasn't hurt them. But if they get out to a lead, they have to be able to successfully run the ball, drain the clock. They're giving up 29.4 points a game. One of the worst defenses in the country. Cavaliers with the transfer, Morris 2,600 yards passing, 14 touchdowns, 7 picks. Taylor has 1,000 yards on the ground. They're averaging 33.2. Throwing for 245, running for 189, giving up 20 points a game. Solid overall defense. The big question here, there could be complete chaos. If the Cavaliers lose this game, Duke would be 8-5. They'd be the ACC champion, but they wouldn't be ranked. So they wouldn't be able to make the playoffs, which would just throw complete chaos. Might add another at-large bid. Might put JMU in there. We don't know as of right now. The committee doesn't want to see that happen, but it is very possible. I love chaos, guys. This is a 50-50 game to me, but I'm going complete chaos. It's the ACC's fault. Duke wins this one 31-27. So we'll have a couple answers tonight, obviously, once the very first games wrap up, and then there's the Power 4 games coming up tomorrow. There's going to be even more chaos, especially if Duke wins, no matter what. If Bama loses, how much do they lose by? Do they get blown out? Do they get kicked out the top 12? I don't know. We don't have those answers yet. But like I said earlier, someone's going to be pissed off somewhere, no matter what, and the committee's going to botch it up in the worst way possible. They're not going to make the correct decisions. They have proven that all they do is contradict themselves. But guys, thanks for watching the video. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment below. Who do you think is going to win these games? What's your final score predictions? Leave it in the comment section. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out that pinned comment down below. And as always, thank you for watching.